again. Okay, looks like we should be getting a storm soon. They said storms between Jersey and Pennsylvania, around 4:30 today. It's about 6:30 maybe. Um, that's why it looks dark. Normally it would be lighter out, but it's getting pretty overcast. The heat dome seems to be settling. Um, a couple hours ago, I looked on the news or online on the weather, and it's supposed to be in the 70s tonight. Seriously, at night it has not gone below the mid 80s here. Um, 32 years in Tucson, Arizona. You'd think I'd be used to heat, even though I've been here a dozen years. However, humidity added in it makes a whole different deal. So, what I want to talk to you guys about is I don't not intending to like freak y'all out, but I do want to advise, shall we say, since it is summertime in much of the world. Sorry, Australia, but when we're cold, you're swimming in Santa hats, so yeah. um, but it does have to do with water and what is in water. And what prompted me to think of this is my nieces, they're like in their 30s now, early 30s. Um, and my remaining twin son is 18, and my oldest child is 28. Um, but she's disowned the family, and I don't know why. Not just me, everybody. Nobody has heard from her in like 7 years. But my nephew, my niece, her fiance, all their friends from like school, college, work, because they both work in the same field. So they know similar people often. They were down doing the Delaware Water Gap, with the little green float, tube. It's like floating down the river, dude. I don't know what we used to call it tubing, but it's not like tubes. But anyway, um, the Delaware Water Gap is brackish water, which means it's not salt water, but it's not fresh water. It's a mix. It's like a lower salt water, lower salinity. Um, just like the Dead Sea has very high salt content, and thus you float easier in the Dead Sea. So people that come swimming that are used to being living in Jordan, going to swim in the Dead Sea, they go to a place like Australia or Africa or something. They are not used to that because they're not as buoyant as you are in the Dead Sea. So anyway, um, I just wanted to let you guys be aware that sharks can and do swim in brackish and freshwater, and those would be bull sharks. They can actually live quite a long time in a completely freshwater river. Um, and sharks have been found 1,000 miles up the Mississippi. Okay? Um, so just it's deep in the Delaware, and the minute I saw that posted yesterday, I first thought, are you people insane during a heat wave? It's not like the water, you can swim in it, but you can't like drink it. And of course they bring water and all that. I know that, but um, and then the second thing I thought of was, do they know that there could be bull sharks in there? And you say, not in Jersey. Jersey. Yeah, in Jersey. Um, you ever hear of the movie Jaws? Did yeah? Well, that was set up by Martha's Vineyard. That was filmed there, but it was originally had was the idea from it was of a shark that was like a man eating shark. Was what happened. I believe it was in 1912 in Jersey on the Jersey coast. There were different shark attacks of people, and at that time, people did not realize that sharks were like would attack people or even come in. People don't realize if you're in the ocean and you're in water up to your waist, they can come into 3 feet of water. 3 feet of water, okay? Tigers, bulls, they can come in that far. In fact, some of them practice that on beach. You know, they that's one of the ways they where there's like seals or something. They will. Dolphins have done it. Certain pods of dolphins will deliberately like do like what looks like a beachy. They will swim right up in the sand, like a foot of water, going after like rays or a fish, or orcas do it. For seal, where they're actually their bellies are on the ground. Okay, that's close to shore, people. Okay, they do live here. Bull sharks specifically can even be in freshwater. Now the attacks in the Jersey, what I'm going to tell you, some of those happen on the coast, and you go on YouTube here and just write Jersey Shore shark attacks or something, you'll see. It's Matawan River is where it happened, and it was in the river, upriver, by towns that had docks that people swam in. Okay, they had bridges that went over that river. It's not like it was some huge, massive place in some areas. It may be a deep channel type thing, but I mean, the width of my room, maybe, some places. And the shark was there. They believe too. Some of them believe it was a great white, a smaller great white, which could be possible. Great whites can live in brackish a short time. Like sometimes they will come up to the mouth of the bays or something, coming in where there's not quite as salty, where it's kind of brackish, more brackish than upstream type, and great. It was the rivers had been very swollen that year. It had been a lot of rain and everything, so it may have the guy who saw it go under a bridge before it, and he ran to tell everybody there was a shark in the river, but he didn't know there were people swimming. He says it looked like a great white. And they can, and it's possible. My gut says it was. I just feel it was a bull shark. They caught a few shark, but they didn't find it. And I don't want to ruin the story for you, but the Matawan Creek, there's an area where it goes through where it's just basically an overpass that's like all tinned in, metalled in, and you can go under. If the water is low enough, you can kind of go under in a canoe or something like that. But somebody's painted the jaws, the teeth, on that. Because that's where they swam up and attacked, killed a boy, a 12-year-old boy, killed the guy that tried to save him. Then one attack, another attack, I think it was 2 boys. So it was. I didn't read over the story before. I just thought about getting on and letting you people know. So I'm not trying to freak you out going to the shore, or while I'm just swimming at the Delaware Water Gap, or we're just going here or there. Just because it's inland, if any of that where you are, if any of it eventually goes to the ocean without something stopping, and sifting, um, there's a chance there could be sharks in there. Bull sharks. They're a bit tenacious. They're, like a bull charging you in a field. And they're big and torpedo shaped and stocky and like a brick shithouse. And that's why they called them bull sharks. And even a 4-foot one, a juvenile, can F you up. I'm only 5'3". I mean, a 4-foot shark is gonna F me up. Yeah. So, I'm not trying to scare you, but I am trying to make you aware. Because know that it is possible if you're swimming in a place that's brackish water. Or even fresh water, but especially if it's brackish. It's totally possible. Okay? Okay? I hate that. Okay? But, yeah, okay? Seriously. And like I said, it doesn't have to be a big one to lose an arm or a hand. It could be a 3-foot one, could take your hand off. Easy your foot. So, be aware. Also, be aware what a shark feels like. If you happen to be swimming where there happens to be, especially brackish water, but even a river that is fresh water up where you are, but it does eventually empty directly into the ocean, the mouth of a bay or something, just be aware. If you feel something pat on your leg or your arm or anything that feels like sandpaper, that's rough, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Because if it's rough, more than likely, it's a shark. Okay? There aren't that many animals in the water that have a rough feeling in the water. Okay? A dolphin, people think, sometimes it might have been a dolphin. Because a lot of times, they have a dorsal, dorsal fin and similar shape, if you don't see their tail, because dolphin's tail is like this and a shark tail is like this. Okay, just so you know, if you're looking at a shape, the tail. If the tail is horizontal, and it's got, the flukes, and it's, okay? If it's like swishing like this and not like this, a shark. Dolphins feel like that, like a neoprene dive suit, like swimsuits, those dive suits, that neoprene kind of feel. It's on the back of, kind of like on the back of, like mouse pads or something like that. That neoprene kind of feel. That's what dolphin skin is supposedly feels like. That is not going to feel like sandpaper if it brushes against you. So if you're swimming in a river and something that feels rough, like sandpaper, swims past, my suggestion is be very fucking aware. And don't make a lot of splashy noises. Because that's going to make it seem like you're injured or panicked. And it can pick up things like impulses, heart rate, and shit like that. So, if you suspect, just get yourself the fuck out as gracefully and as quickly as possible. Is all I'm suggesting. Because why frickin' take a chance, Why risk it? I'm 61 and I am not in the mood to risk it, really. Not like that. Not like that. Okay? So, um, I don't think people in their 30s are really willing to risk that if they thought about it beforehand. So I'm not saying don't go in places, and I'm not saying don't have fun. I'm just saying be aware. And if anything or anybody says, hey, that was weird, be aware that there could be a shark. Don't just think it's the river. I'm 50 miles from the ocean. I'm 100 miles from the ocean. I think it was like 1,700 kilometers or something like I think it was 700 miles up the Mississippi. A bull shark was found. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just telling you. You know, I'm just telling you the facts, ma'am. You know, um, I would seriously discuss that with anybody. Maybe not the children. Um, but no, seriously, if you're in a place like that and somebody does say that was weird, something really rough went past me, I would say maybe we should all get out right now, fast now, really now, just in case, because there is nothing in a fucking river that should swim by you that feels rough. If a fish hits you, you know what a fish feels like. And it's not going to run against you against its scales. So anything in a river should feel not rough. Okay? And, by the way, ocean lampreys, yeah, those big things that are like, they're like leeches with like teeth, you know? Yeah, those were around there too. I read that. I did read that. What is in the Delaware Water Gap? And yeah, towards the more down towards the ocean part. Yeah, but still in the river. There's ocean lampreys. Those are nasty. Lampray. I think they're pronounced. They're spelled, or Prey maybe, but they're lamprey. A lamprey. And if you Google that, don't Google it before night, before bedtime, because they are kind of creepy looking. And I don't want to swim with those are anyway, really, right now at the point. If you saw and you read about them, they're not that big, but, you know, I'm noping out of that too. So, it's my little dash of rain on your summer parade. Sorry. But every summer, and Shark Week's coming up. July 7th it starts this year. Every summer, sometime in June, I give this little, usually it's in writing on Facebook or Instagram, but yeah, this year I've been doing videos, so it comes to you in living color. Now you get to hear it too, not just read it. But yeah, I'm really not trying to freak you out, but I'm just trying to make you aware and, you know, make realistic choices. You know, I'm not saying that nobody should ever do that, but, you know, just saying. Especially if it's murky waters. Oh, bull sharks love murky water. See, the thing is, great whites typically attack by coming up from the depths and just ramming right up underneath them and just slam them out of water. So they'll do that with seals, and a lot of times they come up from the depths and just bam you right out. I mean, if they didn't grab you, you'd go flying. Bull sharks don't typically do that. Bull sharks are the ones that will do that little bump. That's why I say raspy. He was doing his shark bumps today. Maybe tomorrow morning I'll get his pony nuzzles. But yeah, this afternoon he was doing those shark bumps. Bull sharks especially will do this. They will come up and you know how they say they'll circle? bull sharks, they'll take a pass and they'll just bump past you. Maybe not even with their nose or anything, just their size. They'll bump you. They're trying to sense you. What is this? They could do that 2, maybe 3 times. But if they're doing that more than once, if they bump and then come back, bump again for more interest, yeah. So, for sure, if you're swimming in brackish water or something like that in a river, and somebody says, "Ooh, what was that? Something really rough just went past." If somebody else says it, get the fuck out. For real. Even if it's just swimming by, get the fuck out. At least I would. So, that's your shark warning. But that's for real, and you can Google it. And the reason, yeah, we go every autumn to that riverboat ride on the Riverboat Queen thing, and that's not the Matawan River. That's a Squan River, not the Matawan. Matawan is what the sharks were on in 1912. The Manasquan is what they do, but that also goes directly into the ocean. Because I was curious about that when I went last fall. So beforehand I checked. Because the year before I had seen skates and little yellow rays. And, as we were going on. So I'm like, needlefish, things like that. So I'm like, I wonder. Because you never get to where right by the water, because they have like a walkway, so you walk over it. So you really can't go up to the water and put your finger down and see if it's salty or brackish or anything like that. I did think of it. But yeah, there very well could be bull sharks in there too. So, just some for you to think about since it's summertime. You're welcome. I am so sorry if I'm gonna freak out and do the Jaws panic thing to anybody. And I'm not trying to. But I really, really think people should be aware of shit. We've got access to so many more places, so much easier. Even people that don't have their own vehicles can get there now. So, I'm just trying to make you more aware, okay? Just because we're inland, just because we're 100 miles from the ocean, well, they said that in Mississippi, 700 miles from the ocean. And somebody, let's say a bull shark found somebody. Like I said, I'm just the messenger. So, it's a nice evening. This time it's not so bad. There's kids on the playground for a change. They were not out there till dark the last few days. Seriously, it was like 7:30 or something, 8 o'clock before they went out there. It was just too hot even for the kids. So, I think we're at the end of that though, thank goodness. But now that we're past the heat wave, I'm giving you bull sharks. Yay! I'm so sorry, but I am telling you the truth. Peace out.